Alright, what's going on? So, I'm going to show you the best Kayle build in patch 25.13. And just a disclaimer before we start, I'm by no means a Kayle god. Right now I'm currently Emerald. My peak has been High Diamond. So I'm not like a challenger player or anything like that. I think once I got to Diamond, I kind of just stopped playing the game. I think I just had other things to do just in real life. So I couldn't keep on pushing. But with that out of the way, I still think what I'm about to show you is going to be the best build. And if you want any good Kayle gameplay, I'd highly recommend you to watch either Desperate Nasus or Kayle 1v9 on Twitch. They're the ones who inspired me to make this build. Desperate, he was the one who I think initially made this build. I think he made it popular, but I still think there are some tweaks that could be made to the build. And so what I'm about to show you, this is the best build, just by using AI and my own calculations. What I'm about to show you, this is the best build for Kayle. I don't think you should be building anything else. At least not for mid and top lane. If you're playing a different role like support or jungle, that's a different story. But just assuming you're playing mid and top, this is gonna be the best build. So to start off, let's actually go to skins. Your best skin, I'll just pull it up. Your best skin is gonna be Psyops Kayle. You don't need to be using any other Kayle skin. This is the only correct one. The animations just feel really smooth. It just looks really good. You play this skin and then you try going to like Pentakill or something like that. Like Psyops just feels way better than using something like Battleborn or Aetherwing or Prestige Empyrean. So I think if you're gonna spend money on Kayle, get the Psyops skin. You're definitely not gonna regret it. And if you can't, I actually think base Kayle skin, just the default skin, is really good. If you can't afford Psyops, just use the base skin, and I think you'll be completely fine. So that's the skin tier list. So Psyops is obviously S++ tier. Default base skin is going to be, I think, like A tier. It's still really good if you can't afford Psyops. Then everything else, I think Aetherwing is okay. It's for like a B tier. Everything else is going to be F tier. Honestly, don't bother getting any other skin. They just feel really clunky. They feel really bad. Just get Psyops. Okay, runes. Let's get to the runes. So, create new. So there's 5 trees. We have Precision, Domination, Sorcery, Resolve, Inspiration. So, what you're going to do is go to the Precision tree. Alright. Your main Keystone. You have 4 options. Don't use Conquer. Don't use Lethal. Your only 2 options, maybe Fleet, but it's gotten nerfed so hard. Fleet's not even really a viable option anymore. You're going to want to use Press the Attack. This is the best Keystone. The only other one that can maybe compete is maybe Fleet. For this build, you're not going to want Lethal. We're not doing an attack speed build. We're doing like a bursty one-shot build. Press the Attack. Okay. Now you have 3 options for your next line. We have Presence, Triumph, and Absorb Life. You're going to take Absorb Life. This is just going to be really good for the laning phase. You're going to get so much more healing and sustain this way. Triumph, honestly, it's okay. It's kind of a gamble. It's like Triumph assumes that you're going to win fights and get kills and assists to heal you. But Absorb Life is just way more consistent, especially in the laning phase. This is consistent healing, whereas Triumph is a gamble. You're kind of just hoping you can get a kill or an assist. But Absorb Life, this is guaranteed. And then Presence of Mind, I don't like it. I used to take it all the time, but it just doesn't really feel as good anymore. So don't take Presence of Mind. I think Presence is probably a good second option if you're having mana issues, but even then, I still think Absorb Life is going to be your better option. Okay, next row, Alacrity. This is your only option. Don't take Bloodline because we're going in an AP build. Don't go Haste. You don't need the ability Haste. You need the attack speed. Take Alacrity. Okay. Final line down here, you have Coup de Grace, Cut Down, and Last Stand. So, I think Cut Down, this is the superior, this is the best. Don't take, I mean, the other 3, they're not bad. Honestly, neither of them are bad. But I see like Desperate, he takes Last Stand. Last Stand is okay, but the issue with Last Stand is it assumes that Last Stand basically rewards you for playing bad. It rewards you for having low health. Think about it. If you're a challenger player and you're going into a bronze lobby, are you taking Last Stand? Absolutely not. And why not? Because if you're a challenger player going into a bronze lobby, your health is never going to get to 30%, ever. Because you're going to be a challenger smurfing in bronze. So why would you ever take Last Stand? This would never be rewarding. Whereas Cut Down, this rewards you no matter what. You're always going to be doing 8% extra damage to champions with more than 6% health. Whereas Last Stand, this rewards you for playing bad and taking damage. You don't want that. You want Cut Down. This is just going to be, I think, better. And it's going to help you get the enemies to a lower health. That way, when you use your E ability, you can get them to a lower health sooner so you can use your E ability and execute them. That's why I use Cut Down. And also, I don't like coup de grace because, like I said, your E kind of does execute damage. And this isn't needed because I think Cut Down is going to be better. It's going to get them to that low threshold earlier or sooner. Okay. Now, for your secondary page, it's always going to be Sorcery. Click on this. So, Gathering Storm, this is non-negotiable. You have to take Gathering Storm. Think of Gathering Storm as insurance. This is basically, no matter how you play, either good or bad, you will always be getting free stats at every 10-minute mark in the game. This is just free stats. And the thing is, most games go on to be about 30 or 40 minutes. That's a whole item worth of AP you're getting. That's an item. Like, and the thing is, if your counter laner doesn't have this rune, well, they're missing out on a whole item of AP, so you're going to have a whole item advantage on them, just based on AP alone. So G-Storm, this is non-negotiable. Always take G-Storm. Now, your other two options, so a lot of people take Celerity, and this is what I'll probably say for now. I think Celerity is really good. It's going to give you a lot of movement speed, especially late game when you start to scale, but the thing about Celerity is that in the laning phase, it doesn't really benefit you at all, because you don't have your boots, you don't have Lichbane, you don't have your passive stacked up, so Celerity, it's kind of like, it doesn't really help you early on. And honestly, I think the only alternatives to Celerity is going to be Mana Flow Band. Mana Flow Band is going to be really good if you're having any mana issues, if you feel like you're having to heal up a lot and poke a lot and stuff. I think Mana Flow is really good for early game. But if you're not having any mana issues, I think just take Celerity. But I don't know, Celerity, it just feels weird to me. Some games, I feel like it's really good. Other games, I feel like the movement speed is actually fake and doesn't actually do anything. So, I don't know. But yeah, those are your options. G-Storm, non-negotiable. You're going to take Celerity if you're having no mana issues. Mana Flow if you are having mana issues. So, that's it. Okay. So, can I get this off to kind of fix this? Okay, let's do this. There you go. Then finally, let's get into the runes. You're going to go double adaptive into health scaling. The reason you go health scaling is because you're a solo laner, and so you're going to level up way quicker than someone in the bot lane. You'll be... Because if you go flat health, it's only 65 health, whereas this one is... You're getting 10 health per level. Well, it's like, okay, by like a couple minutes, you're already going to be like level 6 or 7. So this already outscales flat health. So just take this because you're a solo laner. And then you're going to do double adaptive because based on the starting item I'll show you that we're going to end up taking, you'll be getting plus 5 AD per rune. That's another 10 AD, and it's going to help you last hit minions and poke so much better. You don't really want attack speed because it's not really good in the laning phase. You don't need the attack speed. You're going to want the adaptive force. That extra 5 AD that you get in the laning phase just feels way better than the extra 10% attack speed. And like I said, we're going more of a burst build. And you already get enough attack speed from Legend Alacrity, from Nashor's Tooth, from your passive. Like, I honestly feel like attack speed, the more you get, is kind of counterintuitive because it gets harder to kite. There comes a point where you're attacking so fast, you can't click an attack because you're just attacking too fast. You can't do it. So, I don't know, it's kind of counterintuitive. The more attack speed you get, the harder it is to kite, I think. That's why I like just regular adaptive. Okay, so this is the build. Take this. This is it. I don't think there's any other alternative. So yeah, take that. That's for the runes. Now let's get into the actual items. And I'll take you into the practice tool to show you this off. Okay, so TP and Flash, those are your only options. I mean, this is it. There's really nothing else to take. TP is going to be so good, especially because you're an early game champion. It's going to help you go back to base, get your items, and TP back. Or if you get ganked and die, which is probably inevitably going to happen as Kayle, it just helps you get back to lane so you don't miss any XP or gold. Flash, obviously you need it to dodge skill shots and, gap close on enemies. You need that. Okay, so let's lock in Kayle. Here we go. Psyops. So let's load in. Okay. If it would hurry up. Here we go. I don't know why that took forever. Alrighty. So here we are. We're in the game. And so let's just go over the items first before we start talking about the abilities. So your items, you're going to start off with Doran's Shield. I used to take Doran's Blade or Doran's Ring for having mana issues, but honestly, the more I've played, D-Shield is just the best option. You're getting an extra 30 health, and not only are you getting an extra 30 health over D-Blade, you're also getting a lot of sustain. You're getting health regeneration as well. And the issue with D-Blade is that it gives you lifesteal, but because we're going an AP build, the lifesteal only rewards you for physical damage, so this actually, you're not even benefiting off of lifesteal. And then the extra 1080 isn't really necessary because you can last hit just fine with what you're currently rocking. So this is it. This is your starting item every time. You're taking D-Shield and Health Pot. The only time I would ever tell you to take D-Blade is if you're just Giga Smurfing and you know you're going to stomp your lane. Maybe the extra 1080 would help you. But even then, I don't know. I think D-Shield, this is the way to go. You don't need to take any other starting item. So, alright. Let's go ahead and add me some gold. So, item 1. Actually, let's talk about boots. Let's go over boots really quick. This is where I differ from Desperate Nasus. So, Desperate, he likes to go Boost of Swiftness, which gives you 55 move speed, and reduce the effectiveness of slows by 25%. And used to, I would say this is fine. This used to be used to be 900 gold. Well, then they nerfed it, and now it's 1,000 gold. So for 1,000 gold, you're only getting 55 move speed. I'd rather spend another 100 gold. Yeah, you're going to lose 10 move speed, but you're getting 12 magic pin. And mathematically, early game, when everyone's resistances are really low, like right now, with 22, I'm taking 18% reduced magic damage. Okay, with 12 magic pin, you're going to increase your damage output by like 20%. I'd rather spend an extra 100 gold for, like a 20% damage boost than, an extra 10 move speed. Because honestly, you don't need the extra 10 move speed. You need the damage. You want the damage, take Sorc Shoes. The other options, just forget they even exist. You don't need Berserkers. This is garbage. I think Steel Caps is the only other good option if they have like a heavy AD team that attacks a lot. But you're just going to do Sorc Shoes. This is it. You're going to want, for an extra 100 gold, you're getting 12 magic pin. It just feels so much better. But everyone says, oh no, I need swiftness. It helps me dodge. No, it doesn't. That's all placebo. You can dodge just fine with Sorc Shoes. You don't need swiftness. I promise you the extra 10 move speed does not do anything. You think it does, it doesn't. Take Sorc Shoes. But everyone says, oh no, but they have an Ashe on their team. It's going to reduce her slows by 25%. Alright. Okay. True. Let's say she slows you by 40%, okay? Base. That's just the base slow. You take Boots of Swiftness. Well, guess what? You're still slowed by 30%. She can still run you down no matter what. this fleet-footed passive that reduces slows, it's a fake passive. It doesn't actually do anything. People think it does, but the thing is, if someone slows you, you're still going to be slowed, and they'll still run you down. Don't take these boots. I know Desperate, he takes them, and he's really good. But this is where we differ. I think mathematically, short shoes, you need to go short shoes. Okay, so that's the boots. Now let's go into your items. So your first item, this is non-negotiable. It's Gnasher's Tooth. This gives you everything you need. It gives you magic on hit, gives you 80 ability power, 50% attack speed, and 15 ability haste. This is your main core item. You have to build this first every single game, or you're trolling. But yeah, I think that's all I've got to say about that. That's what Desperate does. Desperate goes for this for his first item. It's really good. It gives you everything you need. This is what, until you get this item, you're not really a champion. You're just not. Kayle doesn't exist until you get Gnasher, so you need to prioritize this item ASAP. Try to get it as quick as you can. I personally, my build, what I'll do is I'll delay my boots, and I'll just completely rush Gnashers. I might get tier 1 boots and rush Gnashers. So this is a pretty realistic build. I'll probably be at this point at about like the 12-minute mark or 10-minute mark or so. I'll be at this point where I'll have Gnashers and then base boots. This is a pretty realistic position that you'll be in. And then once you build Gnashers, then finish off your short shoes. That's kind of the build. Okay, now the second item. This is where Desperate and I differ again. He likes to go Rabadon second. I'm going to tell you not to do that. I think you should go Lichbane second. I think it just feels way better. I think the item paths feels a lot better. Like you can buy each of these items that slowly build into Lichbane. Whereas if you go Rabadons, it's I don't know. It's just like this. The thing about Rabadons, it's just pure AP. Whereas Lichbane gives you AP, move speed, and a 10 ability haste. And here's the thing. Rabadons, yeah, you buy it. And if you look at the bottom left, yeah, okay, I'm at 296. I'm at 296 AP, and that's awesome. That's great and all. The thing is, this costs another 600 gold for like an extra 100 AP. I don't know. I really feel like Lich, the move speed, the ability haste, and then the passive that gives you the extra 100 bonus magic damage. It just feels a lot better, especially when you're trying to go take jungle camps and stuff. I think having that extra little bit of damage from Spellblade feels really good. And then that's what I do second item. It's just, I don't know, I think you need the move speed, you need the ability haste, especially the ability haste. This, because right now our cooldown is at like 139. You buy this, you get the extra 10 ability haste. Now we're at 128, so like, it shaves off your cooldown by about another 10 seconds on your ultimate. And like, yeah, 10 seconds doesn't seem like a lot, but I promise you, when you're actually playing with this build, you're going to notice when you're missing that ability haste. So I think I go Lich second. I think that's what you need to be doing. Mathematically, I think it is going to be, it's up for debate if you want the extra 100 AP from Rabadons. Like I said, this thing is 600 gold cheaper, and I think the extra, like the magic damage that you get from the Spellblade passive, I think completely outweighs the extra 100 AP from Rabadons, I think. So, that's your second item, Lichbane. Now, third item, this is where you go Rabadons. And this is your huge power spike. You're going to go from 198 AP to 426. This is just a ginormous power spike. This has to be your third item. When you get Gnashers, Lichbane, then what's going to happen is Rabadons is going to scale off of these two items, and you're going to get a ton of AP. Not only that, you're also going to probably have your Gathering Storm stacked up. Probably like, by the time you buy this item, it's going to be like probably the 30-minute mark. By that point, your Gathering Storm is going to give you a free 48 AP. And this thing is just going to like, you're going to explode. You'll probably have like 500 AP. Yeah, I think that sounds about right. Probably like 500 or so. So yeah, this is what you're going to want. Third item. So, and what Desperate does, he goes Gnashers, Rabadons, and then he might go Lich like third. I say swap that around. You're going to go Gnashers, Lich, then Rabadons. I think that's the build. Okay, now, we're going to go ahead and sell these. Your final 2 items. You have 2 slots left. You only have 3 options. This is it. You get 3 options. You can do Void Staff, Shadow Flame, or Morellonomicon. Those are your 3 options. You don't need Riftmaker. You don't need, Cosmic Drive. You don't need Zonias. You either go Shadow, Void, or Morello. And here's the thing. Void, actually, I lie. This is non-negotiable. You're buying Void. You don't get a choice. If you're going this build, you're going Void. The only negotiations is, are you going Shadow Flame or Morello? If they have tons of healing... But the thing is, I would honestly go Shadow instead of Morello. The only time I go Morello is if your team just refuses to buy anti-heal, and you spam over and over and over, hey guys, you should probably buy anti-heal, and they just refuse to listen, then yeah, sure, buy Morello. But if anyone on your team has, half a brain cell and they buy anti-heal, you don't need this. You can just go ahead and get Shadow. But, I don't know, if your teammates just refuse to get a Thornmail or an Oblivion Orb or something, then unfortunately you have to sell Shadow Flame and get Morello. That's the only thing you can do. So, and so the item, so your 4th item, you're going to go Void Staff. Actually, let me take that back. So, Void Staff does 40% Magic Pen, whereas Shadow Flame does a flat 15 Magic Pen. So mathematically, this is just using straight mathematics. The only time, so this is how you choose between Void or Shadow Flame 4th item. This is the math. Are you ready? You're going to do 15 divided by 0.4. That gets you 37.5. If the enemies have greater than 37.5 magic resist, you're buying Void Staff. Because mathematically, that's going to be the better return for your money. You're going to get more magic pen going this option. But if the enemies are playing a bunch of squishies, and they only have like a couple of magic resist, any enemies below 37.5, you'll get Shadow Flame. But honestly, 4th item, I think 9 times out of 10, Void's gonna be your best option. I think people, ever since the durability patch, like, let's just look. I'm gonna go ahead and level myself up. And look at my magic resist. It's gonna slowly go up. So, at level 14, I'm at 38 magic resist by default. This is with me buying no magic resist at all. This is not me getting any mountain drakes. This is purely just off of leveling up. So I think a good general rule of thumb is that if you're at a point in the game where everyone's at level 14 or above, Void Staff is going to be your better option. So I think 4th item should always be Void Staff. I don't think you should go Shadow Flame 4th. I know what you're thinking. Oh, but it gives you another, what was that, 15? That gives you another 15 ability power, and then the passive, it gives you an extra damage. Dude, that's don't worry about that. Don't worry about the extra AP. Don't worry about the passive. All you care about is the magic pen. That's all you care about. But yeah, I think with the tank meta and stuff, and everybody building magic resist and defense items, I think Void's gonna be your best option. This is your 4th item. Okay. Now finally, like I said, Morello, if the enemies have tons of healing and your team refuses to buy anti-heal. But if the enemies have no anti-heal, or if the enemies have no healing at all, then you can just go Shadow Flame. So, this is it. This is the full build. Desperate, he does the exact same build. I think his order is a little different. And like I said, he goes Boost of Swiftness instead of Sorks. This is just way better. I mean, look at this. Look at this build. 40% magic pen, 27 flat magic pen. Like, you're going to be basically doing true damage to people. Like, let's just fully level myself up really quick, and I'll show you why. Okay, so 44. Ready? I'm going to do the math. This is just straight mathematics. 44 times 0.6. 44 times 0.6. I am left with 26.4. Guess what? Look above. 27. I'm doing true damage. Assuming that no one has any mountain drakes, assuming that nobody has bought any magic resist items, nothing. I'm doing true damage with this build. This is true damage. Assuming that people just have their base magic resist, this is true damage. Like this is deadly. This is lethal. You're gonna be killing people. Whereas if you get rid of the Sork shoes, you're not doing true damage. So, and people say, "Oh, well, I get another 10 move speed." Bro, that's a fake stat. 12 magic pin is not a fake stat. That's a real stat. You're taking those boosts no matter what. So yeah, that's the build. So yeah, Nasher's first, Lich second, Rabadon's third, Void fourth, Shadow Flame fifth. Then obviously you're gonna have your Sork shoes just whenever you can get them. For your pot, obviously you're gonna go Elixir of Sorcery. Like right now I'm at 768 AP. Then obviously, like as the game goes on, as I'm getting Gathering Storm procs, you know, it's you're just gonna have way more AP than this. You're gonna have like 900 AP or something. You're gonna be one-shotting people. So this is the build. Like I said, basically the same thing that Desperate Nasus does. I changed the shoes up. I changed the order of your first 3 items, and your fourth item is obviously gonna be your penetration item. Your last item is gonna be this or Morello. So that's the build. And let's see, I think all I need to go over now is the order of your abilities. So I think starting off, I always like to do Q first. Sometimes you can do E first, but honestly I think Q is just better first. Then you'll go E, then W, then you're just gonna max Q as much as you can. I think you get like 4 levels in it. Then you have to go E, then you have to go Q again. And obviously level up, you're going to level up your ultimate whenever you can. And then max E, max W. And like look at this build. You're doing 600 damage. And keep in mind, this is all true damage, by the way, with my build. You're doing 600 true damage. This, every attack does another almost 200 true damage. Your E does another 22% missing health true damage. Your W, look at this. You're going to restore 350 health and give yourself another 100 move speed. Like, look at this, dude. Once this home guard goes away, I'll show you how fast I am with this build. We're just gonna. All right, watch how fast I go. Ready? I'm gonna use my W. Like, dude, you're zooming. You're zooming. Look at that. Then obviously, this is your ultimate. So here we go. Ultimate. Boom. So that's kind of the build, yeah. So you're just gonna max Q, max E, max W. Obviously, get your ultimate whenever you can. Let's see. Did I miss anything? No. So got your items, got your abilities, we talked about the runes, we talked about the best skin. Let's see. I don't think I missed anything else. Let's see. So yeah, I guess I'll talk about the defensives really quick. You don't need Banshees, you don't need Zonias. The reason why is because basically your ultimate already gives you a 2.5 second invulnerability window. So like if someone's playing an AD assassin like Zed or Talon or Kiana, you don't need this because if they try to all-in you, use ultimate yourself. Banshees, this thing, it's just not worth it. It's like, okay, every 40 seconds you get a spell shield, but if someone slightly taps you with like one ability, you lose your spell shield, and then you're gonna be SOL for 40 seconds. And it's like, yeah, okay, you get 40 magic resist, but honestly, you don't need 40 magic resist. You're better off just taking Shadow Flame, getting the extra 15 magic pin. You'll be one-shotting people, bro. I'm telling you, this is the build. Like, so yeah, those are the defensive items. Let's see, anything else I need to talk about? Yeah, Riftmaker. This thing used to be good back when it gave true damage, but it doesn't give true damage anymore. Honestly, you don't need the Omni Vamp. You don't need this passive that gives you an extra AP. Like, you don't need that. This isn't for Kayle. This is for people like Singed, people like that. You don't need Rift anymore. Cosmic is not awful. If you can sell your boots, I mean, you can go this, like, right now, we have 439 move speed, okay? We have 439. Let's just sell boots and see what I'll be at. Okay, wait for the home guard to go away. So we're at 403. So you're gonna lose like 30 move speed, but you're gonna gain 70 AP, 350 health, and 25 ability haste. Then also when you attack someone, you'll get another 20 move speed. And obviously because we have celerity, that 20 move speed will also be multiplied by, you know, another 7%. So it's if you have the money, you could probably go cosmic and sell boots, but honestly, I don't even know if I would do that. I still think Sork shoes are just too good. Keep the Sork shoes. So, anyways, let's see. That's all I've got. Runes, abilities, items. So, like I said, I'm not a Kayle guy by any means, but I think this is just the mathematical best build you can go. You know, definitely if you want to get into Kayle, you know, watch Desperate, watch Kayle 1v9. They're great people to watch. They're the ones who got me into Kayle. I just think their builds are they can be tweaked a little bit. But yeah. Anyways, that's all I've got. So I hope you enjoyed. See ya.